What's up, guys? It's your boy Rich, aka Major Monkey, and today is hopefully the beginning of a new series I'd like to start on this YouTube channel. If you guys have been subscribed to the YouTube channel, you know basically we haven't really been doing that much with it. It's essentially been just a vault for our Twitch stream VODs. If you don't hang out with us on Twitch already, what are you doing? Come hang out. But the point of today's video is not about Twitch streaming. Today is a new series I would like to start, and that is about manga. If you guys know me, I love anime. I've been watching Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid, before I even knew that was, anime. I thought it was just cartoons that we would watch. Yeah, that led into watching Naruto, then Naruto Shippuden. Naruto was kind of the entry into anime. I love anime, and just recently, about a year ago, maybe a year and a half, me and Maddie would pick up some manga here and there, nothing crazy. Never really picked any like, oh, we're definitely gonna make this a series, we're gonna complete this one. The only one we did do that for was for Demon Slayer, just because we enjoyed the first season so much, we just wanted to collect the whole thing, which we will talk about in a later video, hopefully. But yeah, recently Maddie and I, we hung out with a friend of ours, went to Barnes & Noble, and that was kind of the beginning of this newfound addiction of manga and buying manga and reading manga. So today is our first manga haul. I hope I do this correctly. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully there are some books here that maybe you haven't read yet and you'd like to check them out. As I'm talking about the book, I'm going to be incorporating these quick little videos of me flipping through the pages so you can see some of the artwork. Hopefully that goes well and that fits well with the video. Yeah, I some of these mangas I have started reading, some of them I haven't read at all yet, and so I have no clue what to expect with them. So I'll be sharing a brief little summary of what I understand the plot to be. And yeah, but please down in the comments if there is a book that you have read, a series that you have read, or you have any tips for a new manga addict. Yeah, definitely put them down in the comments down below, and I can't wait to read all of them and talk to you guys about manga. Yeah, so let's get into the video. Alrighty, the first book that we are going to be sharing today is actually a volume 2, not a volume 1, a volume 2. Me and Maddie were recently in San Diego, and we had checked out a couple manga shops there, and I decided to support one of the stores and pick up Sakamoto Days volume 1. And I read a couple chapters of it, really enjoyed them. And so when we were at Barnes & Noble, I just had to pick up volume 2. Just from the couple chapters I had already read, I knew I was gonna like this. It's such a fun read. Basically, the premise of this book, or this series so far, is this man right here, this little very calm looking pudgy man named Sakamoto. He used to be a hitman. Not just any hitman, but one of the most feared hitmen. And one day he met this woman named Aoi. I hope I'm saying her name right. Aoi. And he fell in love with her, got married, had a child, basically retired his career as a hitman. He opened up a little convenience store. He was ready to just live the rest of his days as a chubby, sweet, loving husband and father. From the couple chapters that I've read, it seems like his past is sort of coming back in some sort of way. Let's just say all those skills are hidden under his fat, and he has not lost a single technique or experience as a hitman. And it is just such a fun read. Sakamoto Days, highly recommend if you have not read it yet. Pick up the first volume, try it out, or download the Shonen Jump app and read the first couple chapters. So good. So good. Alrighty, guys. The second book that we have is, I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know there was a manga for this. And to give some little background, I'm really big on like superheroes, Marvel, DC. Never collected the comic books, but my fiance Maddie, she collects a ton of comic books. Really into comic books. So when we first started dating, she kind of was my gateway into the comic book world of superheroes. So when I saw this, part of me thought it was going to be kind of a gimmick. Part of me was a little worried that it was not going to be very good. It was just going to be a comic book but just read from right to left, you know, as a manga. But that is Deadpool Samurai Volume 1. The more that I have flipped through this book, it's very clear that this is not just a comic book in manga form. This is a manga about Deadpool in Tokyo being Deadpool, causing chaos, teaming up with friendly heroes, getting dismembered, you know, Deadpool things, but in Tokyo, in a manga. It's awesome. Really have enjoyed a little bit that I've read of it so far. Can't wait to keep reading it. I've noticed that there's only 2 volumes I've seen. I don't know if that's all of them. I don't know if Marvel maybe just did a quick little 2-parter and that's it, or if they're continuing to make them. Not really too sure. If you guys know, put down in the comments down below. Very excited to read it. Yeah, I love Deadpool, and seeing everyone kind of drawn in like a manga way, you know, it seems like it's going to be a really good book. So yeah, Deadpool Samurai Volume 1. All right, guys, the next book that we have is a book that I was not planning on getting at all. I'd never heard of it, and I truly believe it was destiny that brought us together. And the book that I am talking about is Rooster Fighter. Rooster Fighter is a book that I was not planning on getting. Like I said, we were basically done shopping, and as I was on my way out to check out at the Barnes & Noble, at the corner of my eye, I just see this big ass rooster on a cover of a manga. And I'm like, huh, that's kind of interesting. I pick it up, start flipping through the pages. I go in the back and I see that there's this huge ass demon. The book's called Rooster Fighter. I kind of put 2 and 2 together. And this is a manga about a rooster who fights these huge, crazy huge, terrifying demons, monsters. And he's not just any ordinary rooster. He's a goddamn madman of a rooster. I mean, this rooster's like One Punch Man. And from what I understand, the premise is this rooster is out to get revenge for his sister, who was killed by the white demon. And that's all I know. I haven't really read it. I kind of started reading the first couple pages. This is very serious. Like, this isn't a joke about a rooster who thinks he's fighting bad guys, and you know, this is a legit rooster who is demolishing these huge demons in different cities of Japan, and he is out to get revenge for his lost sister. I can't wait to read it. Just come on. Alrighty, guys, the next book, I gotta say, the cover immediately caught my eyes and intrigued me. If you guys know me, I'm a huge Cyberpunk fan. Sadly, Cyberpunk 2077, not the greatest game. They're slowly coming back. Hopefully it becomes a good game eventually. The reason why I love Cyberpunk as much as I do is because of the world surrounding that game. This futuristic world where body augmentations are happening left and right for various of things. If you want to have your eyes be able to zoom in, you can do that. Change your jaw to this metal jaw that can just stomp and apply crazy amounts of pressure to break bones. You can do that. Have these blades come out of your forearms. You can do that. Essentially, any body part can be modified in a cybernetic way. No Gun's Life is essentially a very similar book, very similar world, where there was a big war that happened, and in that war, they started applying these augmentations to the people fighting in the wars. And our main character here, Juzo Inui, he was one of those soldiers. And he has no recollection, no memory of anything that happened. All he knows now is that one day he wakes up, he has a gun for a head, a literal revolver for his head. He spends his days now in this cyberpunk world, basically being a detective of sorts, specifically on cases that are involved with the extended. The extended are what they call people in this world that have been modified in a cybernetic type of way. I've read the first couple chapters of this and have really enjoyed it. I heard that there's an anime for it too, which is super cool. But yeah, it just, they kind of don't toy with you in the beginning. They kind of just get straight into the story, and it just kind of green light go. Really enjoyed it so far. Hopefully I keep enjoying it. Yeah. No Gun's Life Volume 1. Alrighty guys, the next book that we have is a title that I have heard about through the anime that just came out, not recently, but semi-recently, and that is Tokyo Revengers Volume 1 and 2. Like I said, I haven't heard too much about it other than I've heard really positive things of the anime. I saw it. First off, as soon as you pick up this book, you immediately realize how solid of a job they did making this book. The cover has this like really nice textured feel to it. The paper is not your typical manga paper. It looks like it was made really well. From what I understand, the premise, the main character Hanagaki Takemichi, I hope I'm saying his name right, he basically discovers that his ex-girlfriend from middle school was murdered, and she was murdered by this notorious gang in Japan. Something happens where he gets taken back in time and meets this same very gang, but back in the day. That's really all I know about it. Just really excited to read it. It looks super cool, and the premise sounds interesting. Time travel, you know, older Japan culture, the gangs, you know, it sounds super fun. Can't wait to read it. And I personally love when they incorporate like 1 or 2 mangas in one solid book. I kind of prefer that, just because it feels thicker, you know, because it's 2 volumes, and I don't know, I kind of like having, you know, 1 to 3 volumes kind of grouped together. Can't wait. Tokyo Revengers Volumes 1 and 2. Alrighty guys, the next manga that we have to show you today is one that I have heard a lot about in terms of the anime. A personal friend of mine really enjoys the anime, and so when I told him that I picked up the first volume, he was stoked. Yeah, and the manga that I am talking about is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Volume 1. I don't know too much about the premise other than our main character was murdered. Something happens to where he gets transported into this fantasy-like world and becomes a slime. That is our main character. I'm gonna be honest, if I hadn't heard such good things about the manga and anime, I probably wouldn't have picked it up, just because sadly I think I would have judged it just on the fact that the main character is a slime. It just sounds kind of stupid, but I'm glad that I've heard great things about it, and I can't wait to start reading it. Alrighty guys, and to round us out for today, our final book, definitely the least expected book of the haul, which to you guys might be like, well, that rooster one seemed kind of unexpected. Well, yes, but I like action mangas, and that's very much an action-like manga, you know. So what I mean by unexpected is the genre of manga, and the manga that I'm speaking of is The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting Volume 1. I saw this manga when we were, you know, just kind of checking out all the books, and for some reason it just kind of caught my eye. Maybe it was the cover. The cover has like a really nice textured lettering behind the characters, and it feels really good. I just kind of like the cover, I think, is what caught my eye. I think the coloring of it looked really cool, and just kind of like the drawing style is something that I really enjoyed as well. And so I decided, why not? We'll check it out, we'll read it, and see if I like it. It kind of also gave me vibes of Spy Family. Not that these are very similar, but similar in the sense that it's essentially the main character of the manga is being put in a position that they are not used to at all. It's kind of about how they deal with that. For this one in particular, it is about our main character right here, Kirishima Toru. I hope I'm saying his name right. He is the right-hand man of this high crime family, and the Yakuza boss essentially hires him, forces him, basically if he doesn't do it, he'll kill him, forces him to take care of his daughter because he's his right-hand man, he trusts him the most, and so yeah, he trusts him the most, but at the same time, Kirishima's kind of a freedom kind of guy, you know, he'll do whatever he wants type thing. And so the Yakuza boss feels like it'll be a good test for him to learn some responsibility by taking care of the boss's own daughter, you know, and the stakes are high because if you mess up, well, you're dead. So yeah, I picked it up, and Maddie had to take care of some work at Barnes & Noble real quick, and so I decided to read this while she was working. And I finished the whole volume while we were at Barnes & Noble. I finished the entire volume. Now, to be fair, it's a pretty thin book, but nonetheless, though, I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to pick up volume 2. Yeah, just a really wholesome and sweet book. Yeah, there's really not too much to say about it other than it was just a really pleasant read. It was really unexpected for me to pick up. This is kind of something that I think Maddie would have picked up. But yeah, it's just a really heartwarming first volume. Yeah, and I'm excited to keep going and keep checking out what happens in this story. And with that, that is it. That is our complete manga haul, our very first manga haul. Thank you guys for sticking for the whole video and hanging out with me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please like and subscribe and share with your friends. Please, 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 down in the comments below, let me know if you guys have read any of these books that I shared. If you guys have any recommendations for a new series, I promise you, I am very new to manga. So there's a lot of manga. I bet you, even if you think I've probably heard of it, I probably haven't. And I would love to check them out. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. Down in the description is all our links for our social medias and our Twitch. Come hang out with us on Twitch. We stream pretty often. We stream a lot of different games. Yeah, just come hang out, join our Discord, and we can talk more about manga. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll catch you later.